Hello, Madeline. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm okay. And you?
Fine today. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the class. So you are the first student for today. And I don't know if you will be the only one, but I'm happy to have you here. Well, what happened to you yesterday?
After the to my work, teacher, I have to shop something for the house. So I arrived late to my home.
Okay, I got it. But there's no problem. Thank you for being here, Madeline. Yesterday, we were talking about an important topic. I will share the presentation with you on the WhatsApp group, maybe tomorrow in the morning. For you to check the topics. Also, you can watch the video on YouTube and well, get the information about the third conditional, because yesterday we were talking about third conditional. Today, Madeline, we are going to start with the following question. Yesterday, we start talking about decisions. Today's class, it's also about decisions, but what kind of decisions? Right now, let's talk about what's the worst decision you have taken in your life and you regretted taking that decision. So something that you wish you have never done, okay? Think about it, okay? I will give you 1 minute to think about one decision that you think is the worst that you have taken and that you regretted about that situation, okay? Think about that.
Okay, teacher.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Marilyn, tell me, are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay, tell me, what's the worst decision you have taken and regretted taking it?
Maybe when I started university, I lost 1 year because I start to the other university, but finally I came to come to the US.
Oh, really? So that's the worst situation that you have taken.
Yes,
Okay. Why do you
because I lost 1 year.
you lost 1 year? Oh, but why did you lose it? You couldn't come to university, or what was the problem that you had?
Because I did the exam, and I don't know why the reason that I don't appear to the list. So then the University US called me to my home asking for me and why I don't come to start to study.
Well, but that's kind of unfair, okay? I consider that that's unfair because, well, they told you that you didn't appear. But nowadays, are you studying at university?
No, I'm finally my degree
Oh, really?
since 6 years ago.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. I'm really happy to hear that. That's good. What did you study at university?
I study laboratorio clínico.
Okay, so a clinic laboratory, I consider. I don't know.
Mhm.
But that's a good one. Okay, it sounds interesting. Well, that's pretty good, Marilyn. Thank you for sharing about this. Sometimes we take some decisions, and well, yesterday we start talking about decisions, and we mentioned that there are some decisions that can change our life. Maybe there are important decisions, for example, what to study at university, where to work, also, well, in some cases, if you want to live alone or you want to live with your parents or with another person. So those are great decisions or big decisions and sometimes difficult that we have to take in our life. This is the same situation when we talk about the worst decision you have taken, because in these cases, maybe nowadays we think that we could have done something different. Okay, maybe we did something in the past, but now we think that we have had a different solution or a different way to do the things. Okay, that's why today we have to practice the past modals. Okay, to start, well, today you are the only one in the class, Marilyn, so feel proud of having a personal class, and we are going to practice about this topic. Well, today we are talking about the past modals, but tell me the information about the past modals, please. Read this part.
These past modal verbs are all used if
Hypothetically,
hypothetically, hypothetically to talk about things that didn't really happen in the past.
very good. Thank you. Well, as you can see this information in simple words, we are talking about the result or the action that we could have taken in a situation in the past. For example, something that you did in the past, for example, you told me I studied at US. Okay, maybe you could have had a different situation or a different solution to do the things. For example, well, I can tell you my example that I am still studying at university. Actually, I am just finishing my social service at university, but I have a specific situation. I study at Don Bosco University, but I could have had the opportunity to study at US, okay? Because when I was in high school, I got really good grades. All of my grades were above 8. So I could have the opportunity to apply to study a at US, but at the end I didn't do it. I don't know why, but I didn't do it. So in that case, as you see, we are talking about hypothetical situations. We had different options, or we have different ways to do something, but we decide in one way. Nowadays, maybe we regret about that, and we have done things in a different way. Okay, that's why in this opportunity we will talk about the use of could have, should have, and also would have. Okay, they have a specific use to talk about actions in the past that maybe we think or we want them to be different. Nowadays, we can't change the past. But it's good to speak about this and to know that now we can change things, or we can make we can think about other solutions or other ways to do things better. Right now, let's move to the first modal verb. The first modal verb that we have, remember, is could have. Okay? Can you help me reading this information, Marilyn? Thank you.
Could have. It means that something was possible in the past. or you had the ability to do something in the past, but that you didn't do it. Could have plus past participle. Example, Julie could have bought the book, but she borrowed it from the library instead.
Instead. Very good. Okay. Very good, Madeline. Thank you for your practice. As you can see, well, when we use, well, let's remember first of all that in present, we use can to talk about abilities and also possibilities. And in past, we use could also for abilities that we had in the past and for possibilities. Okay? Then could have, in this case, it's also used for abilities and possibilities that we have in the past, but in this case, we are talking about a hypothetical situation because we didn't do what we could have done, okay? Look at the example. Julie could have bought the book, okay? I'm sorry, we are talking about past. So she had the opportunity to buy the book because she had the money. Well, she had enough money to buy the book. Okay, so she had the money, but we don't know why. There is no, maybe there is no reason why she did another thing. She could do this. She could buy the book or she could have bought the book, but she preferred to borrow the book. In this case, as you can see, we have that she had enough money to buy the book. She had the possibility to buy, okay, she had the possibility to buy the book, but she preferred to borrow the book from the library instead of buying it, okay? Look at the definition, okay? We are talking about something that was possible in the past or that you had the ability to do in the past. But in this case, we are talking about a hypothetical situation or an unreal situation. The real situation was that she borrowed the book from the library. But the hypothetical situation was that she had the possibility to buy the book. Okay? In this case, she could do things in a different way, but she preferred to take another decision. Okay? That's why we started the class talking about decisions. Because at the moment of using could have, in this case, we are talking about decisions that we took in the past and that maybe we could have done in a different way. Okay, Marilyn?
Okay, teacher.
Very good. So remember the use of could have, okay? Possibilities that we had in the past, but we did in a different way. Then we have the use of should have.
Teacher,
Yes, Marilyn?
is just like hubiera.
Yes, actually the use of would have is hubiera. Would have, okay? In the case of could have, it's like pudiera haber. That's why after the could have, we use past participle. For example, we have this. Julie could have bought the book. Ella pudo haber comprado el libro. Okay? So it's a hypothetical situation because she didn't buy the book. She preferred to borrow the book. So that's why we are talking about something that you have the possibility to do in the past, but you didn't do it. Okay?
Okay.
Then we have should have plus past participle. Can you help me reading now the use of this in the example?
Should have. It means something that would have been a good idea, but that you didn't do it. Suggestion and redo it. Should have past participle. Example, I should have gone to the bed early. I didn't go to the bed early and now I'm tired.
Okay, very good. As you can see in the parentheses, we have a short explanation or we have the context of that situation. The situation is, I should have gone to bed early. A good way to remember should have is that we use it for suggestions in the past and also for regrets in the past. Okay? For example, I should have gone to bed early. I didn't go to bed early. Maybe yesterday I went to bed at midnight. So then in the morning, I got up at 7 a.m. or at 6 a.m. or at 5 a.m. So very early. And now I feel tired during the day. Okay. Because yesterday I could have taken a different decision, but I didn't do it. Okay. That's the meaning of this. We regret about something, so we prefer not to do that thing. We prefer doing things in a different way. But remember, we can't change the past. Okay? We only make suggestions about something or we regret about something in the past. But look at this. You didn't do it. Okay? Something would have been a good idea, but you didn't do it. Okay, for example, remember this sentence that we have. Okay, maybe a good idea was that I went to bed early the day before, but I don't know, maybe we were watching movies or we were watching series or we were doing homework, so then we didn't go to bed early. Okay, it was a good idea, but we didn't do it. So then the result is that now we feel tired. In the sentence, the girl is regretting about the things that she decided not to do. Okay, so let's see. Remember that we use it for this kind of things for regrets. Then we have another example that it's common. For example, I can tell you, I had a bad result on my final exam. Okay, this is a common situation when we study. I had a bad result on my final exam. So maybe you can regret about that, and you can say, I should have, I should have studied more. Why? I regret because I didn't study enough. I just studied maybe a few minutes ago, so then my result was not good. I should have studied more. Okay, that's my regret. But then maybe we have a suggestion from one of our classmates. We can, maybe our classmates can say, I should have asked for another opportunity to the teacher. Okay, I should have asked for another opportunity to the teacher. So that's a suggestion. Sadly, the suggestion is in the past. So now you don't have the opportunity to change what already happened. But your classmates or you can give a suggestion for a situation in the past using should have. Remember that should is commonly used for suggestions. But in this case, we are talking about suggestions about things that happened in the past. That's why it's a good way to express a suggestion but it's not possible to change what already happened, okay? But it's a good way to express a suggestion or to express our regrets about something, okay? And then we will check the last, give me a second, the last structure that we have. Before we start, let me tell you, Marilyn, that the would have is similar to the third conditional. Why? Because in the third conditional, we use this structure, okay? In the third conditional, I will explain very a little bit fast or a little bit quick for you to have an idea. When we are using the conditional, the third conditional, remember that we need two clauses. We need the if clause, and then we need the main clause. When we have the if clause, we have to use if plus past perfect. Past perfect, remember, is the use of had, we had, plus past participle. Okay? And then we use a comma. After the comma, remember that we have the main clause. What is the main clause? The main clause is the use of would have. And then a verb in past participle. Okay? So in that case, we are talking about unreal situations. When we talk about would, we are talking about unreal, would have, I'm sorry, we are talking about unreal situations, which is commonly used in Spanish. In Spanish, as you know, we say hubiera, but we say in Spanish that hubiera no existe, okay? And it's the same situation in English. Look at this information. Please, Marilyn, read this. Well, read all the information.
Will have. These past modal verbs are all used hypothetically to talk about things that didn't really happen in the past. Will have plus past participle. For example, I would have gone to the party, but I was really busy. I wanted to go to the party, but I didn't because I was busy.
Nice. Okay, thank you for reading. As you can see in these sentences, we are talking about unreal situations. We are talking about hypothetical situations. Look at this. I would have gone to the party, so I didn't go to the party. I wanted to go, but I didn't go because I was really busy. I would have gone to the party, but I was really busy. So in that case, I would have gone to the party. It's a hypothetical situation because we are just using the would have to mention something that is unreal. I didn't go. I didn't have the time to go. But if I weren't busy, I would have gone to your party. Okay? In this case, we talk about things that didn't really happen in the past. Maybe you had a birthday party and one of your friends didn't go. So then he can say, I would have gone to the party, but I was really busy. So you waited for him or her during the whole party, but they never appeared. So in that case, this is an action or this is a situation that didn't really happen in the past. They never go to your party or they never went to your party. You were waiting for them, but they never went to your party. So in that case, they would have gone. So they wish they could go to your party, but they were really busy. Okay? That's the situation when we use would have. We talk about something that didn't really happen in the past. Okay? Do you have any question about these structures, Marilyn?
What is the most used?
Actually, the three of these are used in depending on the context, we could say. Remember that in this case, if we use could have, we are talking about something that we have the possibility to do, but we didn't do it. So we took another decision instead of the one that we have the possibility to take. Okay? Then should have, remember that it's for regrets and suggestions. For example, of the moment of regretting, you can say, you can regret about, I don't know, maybe you can regret about some fake friends that you had in the past. So you can say, I should have chosen my friends in a better way because some of your friends they like to lie, or some of your classmates they don't really appreciate you as they should. So you can say, I should have selected my friends in a better way. Okay, you regret about something, so the situation is kind of different. Maybe you don't have the possibility, you didn't have the possibility in the past to select your friends or to choose who is your friend or not, but now you regret about that. Okay, or maybe you can regret about a relationship that you had in the past. So I shouldn't have started a relationship with any person in the past. Okay, it's a situation that can happen. Okay, but it's something that you regret, and maybe the suggestion could be, I should have preferred another person for your life. Okay, maybe a mom's advice. Okay, that's mom's advice. So I should have preferred another person for your life. So in that case, as you see, we are talking about good ideas that maybe someone or you had in the past, but you didn't do it. Okay, it was just a good idea that now we think about it, but we didn't do it at the moment we had the opportunity. Nowadays, remember, we can't change the past, so we can't decide in a different way. Now we only have the regrets and suggestions. And the last part, as you remember, is for unreal situations that could have happened, but they didn't really happen. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, when we use would have, we talk about something that maybe there was a possibility to happen, but it didn't really happen. Okay, so now we will try to practice creating some sentences, but before we practice, I want to ask you if you have any question about this topic, because I consider that it's not difficult, but it's confusing. Most of these topics that we are studying, it's better when we practice, okay? Because when we practice, we get used to this kind of grammar examples, okay? But do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, let me see. We will try to practice right now creating some sentences. Just give me a second. Um, tu- 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 tu. Give me a second. It's loading. Okay, I will show you the following exercise. First of all, let's see a very short review about the information that we shared during the class. Give me a second. Okay, as you can read over here in this information, should have, should have, it's used to give advice about the past. Also remember, advice and regrets. Then could have and past participle, it's used to talk about possibility in the past. As I mentioned, this is a very quick review about the topic that we had studied. And the last one that we have is the would have plus past participle. It is usually depending on the result. As you can read the example, I bought my hat at Walmart. I don't like Walmart. All the items are expensive, and that's true, okay? If you had gone to Hollister, they would have given you a discount. So as you see, this is an unreal situation. Give me a second. This is an unreal situation because he didn't go to Hollister. He went to Walmart. That's not a real situation. So the result or the imaginary result could be that they would have given him a discount. But it never happened because he preferred Walmart. Okay? Right now, we will try to practice this activity with these 10 examples, okay? As you can see, we have the three options, or we have the fourth option. I don't know, but that's not correct in this, okay? Right now, we are
Okay,
going to read the sentences, and we have to select the correct answer. Look at this. I forgot to take an umbrella. I am totally washed, so I am totally wet. What could be a good, what could be the correct answer? You could have taken an umbrella, you should have taken an umbrella, or you would have taken an umbrella.
should have.
Okay, should have. It sounds great, very good. Then number 2, I lost my mobile phone. What could be the right sentence?
I will have.
You wouldn't have been more careful? Oh, in this case, look, we have wouldn't, should, and could. So what could be the right answer? Wouldn't, should have, or could have?
Could have.
Could have, okay, very good. Well, actually, it's kind of confusing in some examples, but you're doing great. Next example. Last year, I went to Andaman, London. It's a beautiful city. What could be the right answer?
Should have.
You should have gone to London, but you didn't. Okay? Right now, Marilyn, help me reading the complete sentence number 4. And what do you think is the correct answer?
I forgot to take my medicine. If you have taken your medicine, you wouldn't have suffering for fever.
Okay, very good. So suffer from fever. Nice. Next example, number 5. They didn't play well, so they had to go out of the stadium. What could be the right answer?
Should have.
Should have. Can you read the answer?
They should have played well, but they didn't.
Okay, thank you. Next example. I forgot to water the plants. Some of them have died. What could be the right answer? You could have watered the plants. You should have watered the plants. Or you wouldn't have watered the plants.
Could have.
You could have watered the plants. Okay. Next example, number 7. Can you help me with the complete sentence?
I got hurt yesterday. I slept at the mall. You should have walked careful.
You should have walked carefully. Okay, that was nice. I missed my train, so I will not be able to come on time. What could be the right answer? You arrived early at the station, but you didn't. Okay, what could be the right answer? You could have arrived, you should have arrived, or you wouldn't have arrived.
Wouldn't have.
Okay, look at the example. I missed my train, so I will not be able to come on time. One person said. You wouldn't have arrived early at the station, but you didn't. So negative and negative, maybe not. Okay.
No.
So what could be the right answer? Okay. Is it about, what do you think? Is it about possibility or is it about suggestions?
Suggestion.
Suggestions. So what do we use for suggestions in past?
Should have.
Should have. Okay. Nice. And let's see. Crystal shouted at her workers, so they quit her company. Look at this. If she hadn't shouted at her workers, they what?
Maybe this is a negative.
Ah, so what is the right answer?
Wouldn't have.
Ah, they wouldn't have quit. Okay, pretty good. Okay, as you can see, well, first of all, pay attention to it. All the examples that use if, in this case, if she had not, or I don't remember what is the other example, but I remember there was an example. Oh, this one. If you had taken, okay, as you see, when we use if, because this is the correct structure of third conditional, past perfect and wouldn't have, or would have, I'm sorry. So as you can see, it's better if we use this structure, or it's easier to identify this structure. Then when we're talking about should have and could have, I consider it's more difficult, but there are some things that help us to understand. Okay, we will check in a moment. Let's see. Example number 10, the last one. John didn't study well and failed his exam. So what do you think? The answer, he studied more. It's talking about possibility that he had in the past or a suggestion for something that happened in the past.
A suggestion.
A suggestion, okay. Let's check together if the answers are correct. But first, let's remember, should have, it's used to give advice about the past. For example, you shouldn't have eaten so much, okay? Next one, it could have is to talk about possibility. For example, you could have studied more, but you didn't. So you have the possibility, but you prefer not to study more, okay? And the last one, remember, it is usually depending on the result. So if you had gone to Hollister, they would have given you a discount. Okay, now that we check some examples, do you want to change any of your answers, or are all of them in the correct form?
The number one, it could be could have.
Okay, could have. Any other, or that's it?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. Let's check together how many are correct. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see. Well, there are 4 examples that are correct. Then we get confused in something. As I mentioned, should have and could have, it's kind of difficult to identify if it is could or should, but pay attention to it, okay? As you can see, first we will check the examples in which we have to use should. Look at the first one. You had should have, but we change it, okay? So in that case, you identify very well. It was a suggestion.
Yes.
So at the end, we got a little bit confused, but your sentence was correct. Then another suggestion is you should have been more careful, okay? So as you see, it's not about the possibility. So it's not talking about if you have the possibility or not to to lose your cell phone or to find it. Okay, it's not talking about possibility. It's talking about a suggestion. You should have been more careful. Another example in which we have to use should is this one. You should have watered the plants because you forgot it. So then you receive a suggestion. You should have watered the plants. Okay, those are the main examples in which we can change our answers. And then the other examples are the ones in which we have to use could have. For example, you could have gone to London, but you didn't. It means you had the opportunity to go to London, but you prefer not to go to London, okay? So that's the main thing. As you see, something that can help you to identify which sentences are going with or you have to use should have and could have is that the sentences with could have sometimes finish with the use of but they didn't or but you didn't or but he didn't. Okay, let's check the other example. Let me see. Is this one. Okay, they could have played well, so they didn't play, so they didn't play well, so they had to go out of the stadium. For example, when Real Madrid played really bad in some matches, okay? So they could have played well, or they could have played better, but they didn't do it. So they had the possibility, but they preferred not to do it, or they were not in the mood of playing a soccer game, okay? Those are the examples. Oh, there is another one, the last one. This is number 8. You could have arrived early at the station, but you didn't. So it means you have the possibility to be earlier, but you didn't do it. Okay, so remember, that's the main thing when we use could have. Okay, that's a good way to identify sentences with should have and could have. Remember, would have or wouldn't have, it's easier to identify because we have or we usually use the structure of third conditional. But when using could have and should have, remember to think about a suggestion or possibility. If we have the opportunity to choose to do something or do things in a different way, so in that case, we can use could have, okay? We did the ways, sorry, we did something in one way. But if we had another opportunity or another possibility to do the same thing in a different way, so then we can use could have. Okay, Marilyn?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, very good. Right now, we will try to check another. Give me a second. Okay, we will try to check another example before we go because it's almost time. It's almost time to finish the class. We will check if we identify and if we remember the use of a could have, should have, and would have. Okay, right now, let's pay attention to this exercise. Give me a second, it's loading. It has 25 examples, but we will not check the 25 examples because we don't have a lot of time. Okay, right now, let's pay attention to it. This one, I consider it's easier. So we have, I read, but I didn't know we needed it, okay? So we are talking about a past possibility. So what do you think, Marilyn? Are we talking about should have, could have, or would have?
It's about possibility.
Yes, past possibility.
Could have.
Very good. Could have, oops, give me a second. Could have, and what is the correct form of the verb? The verb is buy. So what is the correct
Both.
form of the verb?
Both.
Both. Very good. I could have both bread, but I didn't know we needed it. Okay, well done. We will check the examples that we completed at the end. Then we have, so many people to our party. I am worried that we won't have enough room for everyone. So this is a past negative advice or regret.
Is should have.
Should have. So can you read the complete sentence?
We should have invited so many people to our party.
Very good.
I'm
Okay,
worried that
continue, sorry.
I'm worried that we won't have enough room for everyone.
Good. Okay, but I have a question. What do you think? We should have invited so many people or we shouldn't? Because in this case, maybe we are regretting about something.
Shouldn't.
Okay, very good. We prefer using shouldn't because in this case, we regret about all the invitations that we sent. Maybe we invite 100 people and there is only room for 50. So in that case, you know that you regret about that. So you prefer not to invite a lot of people, just a small group. Okay, good job. Let's continue. Number 3. Okay, I saving money years ago. So past advice and regret. What could be the right sentence?
Should have.
And the verb?
Started.
Very good. Started saving money, okay, years ago. I think the same. So I should have started saving money years ago. Good job. Okay, let's continue. Number 4. You at the restaurant, but we couldn't get a babysitter. So we are talking about past willingness. So in some cases, we are talking about the result of a past situation. What could be the right answer? Would have, could have, or should have?
Could have.
We could have. What is the correct form of the verb join?
Join it.
Okay, joined. Very good. Okay, that's the way we write it, join it. But the pronunciation, remember, is joined with letter D at the end. Joined. Okay, good job. Well, we will check the last example because it's almost time to go. So we will check example number 5. Okay, the weather any worse. Look at this. This is a past negative possibility. So what could be the right answer?
Couldn't have.
Couldn't have. Well done. Okay, we use couldn't have. And what is the correct form of the verb be in past participle?
Was.
That's only past. And in past participle?
Been.
Been. Well done. Okay. The weather couldn't have been any worse. So yes, I think the same. It's really hot in El Salvador, so the weather couldn't have been any worse. Okay. Now we will check the 5 examples. If they are correct or not, we will check it now. Okay, check. Example number 1 is correct. So very good job. Okay, check number 2. It's also correct. Number 3, it's correct. Number 4, it's wrong. Okay, let's check what is the mistake. We can use would have joined. Remember that we are talking about a past willingness. I mentioned that in some cases we talk about a result, an imaginary result of a situation in the past, okay? That's why we use would have, okay, Marilyn, remember? When we use would have, we are talking about hypothetical situations, okay? So we couldn't get a babysitter. That's why we didn't go to the restaurant. So if we could have joined, we could have joined you, or we would have joined you at the restaurant if we get, or if we could get a babysitter. But since they couldn't, well, they didn't go to the restaurant, okay? And the last example, yes, is correct. Very good job, Marilyn, okay? I consider we understood better this example, or we got a better result in this example, since we had 5 sentences and we only had 1 mistake. That's pretty good, so continue practicing on the platform, Marilyn. That's why in this moment, we are going to move to our presentation, okay? In this moment, let's pay attention to our homework for next class. Please, Marilyn, try to continue working on the platform and complete the following activities. We are going to start in activity for today. We are going to start in activity 4.1.6, the tennis player story, and we have to finish in the activity 4.2.1 about the past modals, grammar. So the last activity is a review of what we have learned today, okay? So that will be to review what we learned in today's class. Okay, Marilyn?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Great, you're welcome. Okay, I hope to see you tomorrow. Remember that tomorrow is the last day of the week. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.